Yo guys, what is going on? Kaipo's Gaming H here. Today I'm bringing you episode number 98, I do believe, of WWE Top Slam. So we're only 2 days away from 100 now, which is absolutely incredible to think about. And it actually drops at a perfect time because Tops Now cards from TLC should then be out. And as you can see, I do still have quite a lot of coins, and I have coins on other accounts as well. So I'm going to be spending roughly about 400,000 coins on packs for Tops Now. Hopefully I could pack more than one so I can have one on each account. But we're going to have to wait and see about that. Before I get into the video, if you haven't seen TLC yet, you may as well click off the video. It was in the title, and I'm just warning you guys now. This video does contain spoilers to the ending of matches, plus what happened in matches, as it is a review show. And I do believe I'm probably going to do this every time after a pay-per-view as well. This one was meant to be done with Razza Plays, but after the pay-per-view we were both really tired, and we just didn't have the energy to do it. So I'm doing it on my own for now. He's probably going to do his own, so if you haven't seen Razza Plays yet, go check him out. And yeah, we're going to get into the review, I guess. So I'm going to open a few TLC packs while doing. I'm only going to open about 3, maybe 4. Just to save a few coins for Tops Now, obviously. And hopefully I can pack a few cards that I do need on a other account as well to get the award. So, let's get on into the packs then. We don't have any trades, so, you know, there's no point in going in that. And literally the only pack that we do have left now is this base pack. So let's open that. Let's see what we get. So, the very first match of the pay-per-view was the Tag Team Championship match. And it was, as you know, just a blatant tag team match, you know, no stipulation, or it was literally just 1-4 to a finish, tag team championships on the line. And as we all expected, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt did actually win that, and it was just back and forth, and then out of nowhere Randy Orton hit an RKO and did get the pin over Slater. So Randy Orton pinned Heath Slater, got the titles. And at the end of the match, it was kind of weird because they gave both titles to Luke Harper, and he just stood there with both championships, and you know, it just didn't make any sense at the time. But I'm still waiting for Orton to like turn on the Wyatts. It just doesn't seem right with him being in the Wyatt. So you know, I do definitely think that he will be turning on them eventually. So yeah, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are the new tag team champions. So you know, that was a pretty big match. New champions, obviously. Next up, we had one of the first women's not women's championship, the women's matches, as there were 2 on this card. And basically, it wasn't the best no DQ match. There were only 2 weapons used. One of them was a kendo stick, which is, you know, just like one of the most used weapons in WWE, I do believe. And then the second was a fire extinguisher, which led to Nikki Bella hitting Rack Attack 2.0 and getting the win in the match. So it was, like, for a no DQ, it wasn't the best, but they are women, and I'm not like stereotyping against them, but you know, you don't really see women in wrestling use weapons too much. So for them to use a kendo stick and a fire extinguisher, I guess that just pushed the limit from, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, only 2 weapons got used, so it's kind of not the best. But Carmella did lose to Nikki Bella, and I'm pretty sure that was the end of the rivalry as well. As at the end of the match, Carmella did tell Nikki that it was Natalya that attacked her at Survivor Series. So that is pretty big news for Nikki to take in, and probably going to build on that storyline. It could even end up being a triple threat because Natalya, like, obviously would hate Carmella for telling Nikki that she attacked her at the end of the match. And wow, what a pack. We get the former tag team champions in the same pack together. So then we had the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, and this match was absolutely amazing. So The Miz actually retained the title, which we did all expect. And I think he said it was day 19 of his rerun of champions, so you know, hopefully you get many more days added onto that. Both men in the match did take shots to the leg, so they both sort of hobbled up ladders eventually. But Ziggler was on 2 ladders side by side, like a leg on each, and then The Miz climbed up, hit him with a low blow twice, which then caused Ziggler to fall off the ladder, giving The Miz the win. So, you know, Miz did retain the championship, as I said. Pretty good match, though. It was actually really good. So, both men do deserve a round of applause for that, I guess. You know, it was actually a really good match. But I do believe that, again, was the final match between Miz and Ziggler, as Ziggler doesn't have any championship rematch clause, or, you know, that was his rematch. He has nothing against him, you know, one as if he was on the rope or anything. So yeah, I do believe that is the end of them two, and we're probably going to get a new #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship soon in a SmackDown Live taping, I guess. So, you know, that's going to be pretty big, and I can't wait to see that. It's just been new having someone like different in the title picture, because these two have been going at it for a few months now, arguably like 3 months. Same with the Carmella and Nikki, they've been going at it for 3 months. So, you know, I'm really glad that that one is over. But they do put on really good matches. Like Ziggler is amazing, The Miz is amazing. They put amazing matches on. So you can't fault both men there, but yeah, The Miz did retain that. So then we had the chairs match, and it was very, very physical. Like, both men were literally throwing chairs at each other, taking chair shots. They were outside the ring. There was about 10 chairs in the ring. It was a pretty amazing match. And it ended with Baron Corbin hitting the end of days on a bunch of steel chairs. Like, Callisto jumped from the second rope and Corbin hit him with a clothesline with a steel chair. And Callisto was out there, but then Corbin decided to go on further. Absolutely decimated Callisto, hitting him with the end of days on the bunch of chairs, and it was an amazing match. You know, I'm a fan of Baron Corbin, so, you know, I'm going to say that, but yeah, it was like a pretty good match. And Baron Corbin did end up with a black eye as well from Callisto, so I guess that just shows like how brutal it actually got with the chairs. But yeah, it was a pretty good match for both guys, and luckily Baron Corbin did walk away with a win and just proved how dominant he can be on SmackDown. So yeah, it was a pretty good match then, and both guys should be happy with themselves. But I do believe that one there is going to be over now as well. Corbin, on Talking Smack afterwards, did say that he does want an opportunity now. He deserves to be with AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose and everything. So it did seem like Daniel Bryan was agreeing with him. So hopefully we get Corbin in the main event eventually, so that'll be pretty cool. Or even in the Intercontinental title picture, seeing as Miz needs a new challenger. But with Miz being heel and Corbin also being a heel, you never really get two heels going at it one-on-one, so I can't see that happening there. Nor for the WWE, as AJ Styles is also heel, which we'll get onto in a second. So, before the main event, we did have the Women's Championship match, and it was so hard to predict who was going to win this one. Like, during the match, if someone is getting beat on so badly, normally you can tell that the other guy is going to come back and win. In this case, the other female is going to come back and win. But this match was literally back and forth, all match. And unfortunately, Becky Lynch did lose her title. So I was kind of gutted at that. But the match was amazing from a neutral standing point. So, you know, with me being a fan of wrestling, I would say that that match was a pretty good match. And it ended with both women on the apron. There was a table set up outside. Alexa got knocked off the apron, picked Becky up, powerbombed her through the table, and that is how we have a new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. So, like I said, the match was amazing. It was back and forth. Both women deserve a lot of credit, you know, going through a tables match. And I do believe afterwards on Talking Smack as well, Alexa said that her parents were there, and it was their very first WWE live event. Like, they've been to NXT tapings before, but never WWE, and she did actually win the championship, so she was quite pleased with that, you know. But yeah, unfortunately Becky did lose, and it kind of hit me right in the heart, you know. But yeah, it was a pretty good match, so I can't complain about that. And hopefully the rivalry ain't over between them both, because both women are actually pretty decent. So now we can move on to the main event, which was obviously a big tables, ladders and chairs match. Had a few spots in this, and it was a really good match. So the main event was awesome, as I just said, pretty much. And the memorable moments from the match was when Dean Ambrose set up a ladder on the announce table, and he did a diving elbow to AJ through the other announce table. It was an amazing moment. The table literally just shattered all over. After that, there was a AJ Styles 450 a springboard from the ring to a table on the outside. That was pretty awesome. And then to finish the match off, Ellsworth actually turned on Dean Ambrose, shoving Dean off the ladder as he was so close to the title, off the ladder to the outside through two tables, which then gave AJ Styles a clean run-in to the title to retain. So AJ Styles is still the WWE champion, all thanks to James Ellsworth. And on Talking Smack after that, James Ellsworth said that the only reason he did it is because he's beat AJ Styles 3 times already. He doesn't believe that Dean Ambrose helped him win them matches. He doesn't believe that AJ Styles is better than him. He believes he's got AJ Styles' number, and he actually believes he's going to beat AJ Styles on SmackDown Live for the championship. But after throwing Dean Ambrose off a ladder, I can't see that happen, you know. Dean is going to be so pissed off, basically. You know, there's no other way to put it. He's going to be pissed off. And he's probably going to go straight after Ellsworth. And Ellsworth has always had his neck in a brace for, the past 2 months. And it's going to get even worse now that Ambrose is after him. You know, he's going to hit him with dirty deed after dirty deed. It's going to be incredible. So, yeah, I wouldn't like to be Ellsworth right now. He's turned on his former best friend, Dean Ambrose, the only guy that actually liked him in the WWE on SmackDown Live. And he has a title match against Ambrose on this upcoming Tuesday. So, you know, it was a good end to the match, you know, a nice little twist. But, you know, Ellsworth and Dean, you know, now breaking up, you know, literally no one has anything to do with Ellsworth now. He's all on his own. He's got his contract. He's got his title match. And, yeah, that's basically that. So, overall, the pay-per-view was pretty good, you know. I'd probably give it around about a 7, maybe an 8 out of 10, as there was a few things that just wasn't too good, like the no DQ match. Although it was pretty good, would have loved to have seen a few more weapons, like even a few chair shots, you know. Just take it. I don't know. But obviously, women being women, they may not have wanted to. So, you know, there's always that. You got to think like that. 2 new champions as well, Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. That was pretty decent. And obviously, a few retains for The Miz and also AJ Styles. So I'm looking forward to SmackDown on Tuesday. Obviously, we have the world title match, James Ellsworth versus AJ Styles. Dean Ambrose is almost guaranteed to show up in that match. But what else are we going to see on SmackDown Live? Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, click the like button. Please do subscribe. Like I said, in future videos of this caliber, we may end up doing it with Razza Plays, depending on how tired we are. But hopefully you guys will go check him out. His link will be in the description. And until tomorrow, guys, I will see you then. Peace.